Hey guys, Tattoo for You Richard here, and today is Friday. Who doesn't love a Friday? TGIF, baby. Woo! Thank gosh it's Friday. And for me, Friday's super fun because it's time for a journey into Forgeworld. Who's not excited about that? Me. Oh. Really? Richard? How? I am excited. I'm just a little saddened today. So we're gonna do Journey into Forgeworld. I am a little pooped on it because I don't have stuff I need. What else is new? You always don't have something, right? Right. So the way I paint and the way I work and the way I do things is I have my priming, my base coating, my washes, my highlights, my whatever, my varnishes. That's where I'm talking about. Now, with my varnish for me is an essential tool during the painting process, especially for a large kit like this, and one that I'm going to be handling a lot and moving around a lot because it's so massive. But I tend to, on almost all the things I paint, I will do a base, a prime, a base coat, a mid highlight, and then I'll varnish it with a matte varnish. Because what that'll do is it'll seal it from my hands, but it also causes the colors to blend together even more. If you've watched it when you spray it down. So then from that point, after that's all dried and sealed good, I'll usually do one light coat, maybe one decent coat on it instead, and or two light coats, so it becomes like a medium coat. Let that dry real good, and then I can handle the model better. I can handle the model. I can do certain things. I can go for highlights, for trying things. If I don't like it, a little alcohol on a swab, an alcohol isopropyl on a swab. Q-tip, the things you put in your ear and you go, oh, put a little bit of that on there, and then I just wipe off the paint if I make a mistake or something. Don't do it crazy hardcore, because you'll eventually start to break into that varnish and break it down as well. But just enough, you'll see the paint kind of splooch like you got it wet, and then you go with the dry end of the bud and just boop, and it's off. Sometimes I'll take a little paintbrush with water on it too and just go right back behind it and then dry bud it again. But anyway, that's for another time. Maybe I'll do that on a tips or something. Look what I do when I screw up. I throw the model across the room. Yes. So I don't have any varnish. So when my step of when I varnish it and start working up to my next highlight, I can't do it. And I already noticed like a couple spots when I tried to push myself, I'm getting corners of the model, like the little edges are starting to rub and wear from just the movement and it and even setting it down. And I don't like that. I want it to be as good as possible. So that being said, we're going to still go down to the paint. I'm going to show you where I'm at so far, show you everything. And then what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to spend this time painting a head. Okay? And show you what the head's going to look like. Because I have a couple of different, I have two different heads. And I'm going to paint them both up differently. One I'm going to do predominantly white. And one I'm going to do red. And then what it'll be more likely is like the red one will be Fusion Cascade and Ion Cannon. The white one will be dual Ion Cannons or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, let's go table down and see what we're doing and where we're at, all right? Hey guys, here we are, table down with this bad boy. And so like I was saying, I don't have varnish, so I'm kind of at an impasse right now, temporarily. So what we'll do is I will, real quickly, show you what I did over the weekend. I went ahead and base toned this, the green, and then the Luftwaffe uniform on all the undercarriage parts. What I would consider undercarriages. So that's all your base Luftwaffe colors. We can go back and touch that up just a little bit. Later on, I will highlight all these with that pale gray, but I wanted to go ahead and get this sealed first and then move on. So, because like when I set it down, it's gonna rub on something and scrape. and I don't want that. I did the same thing with the weapons. I did them base coated in the Luftwaffe. I'll have to go back and do the green on all these big parts. And I'm either going to hand paint that or airbrush some of it. We'll see. I did one of the big cannons, the green and the gray. I still need to go back and do the green up here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do these. I probably will do these green. I don't know, either green or gray. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, this is the base of it right now. We've got chipping happening already. Like I said, that's making me unhappy. But what can I do? I have to lay these down somewhere. I don't have like a towel they can permanently sit on. But, and I haven't finished the green back here either, so I'll probably do that later. We'll see. But what we're going to do today, we're going to work on the heads. So in the heads, we're going to do, like I said, one will be red, one will be white. I'm still got to get the base tone of the Luftwaffe gray underneath for the highlights and stuff. And back here, the thing where it looks like, you know, you take off the shell and that's all that gray understructure. Also this weekend, I went ahead and epoxied the legs here and at the hips. I forgot that they were separated here, so I didn't put epoxy in here. But I'm hoping it's pretty solid, doesn't move. And I think the way they're wedged on there, it won't fall off. If it does, I'll have to go back and epoxy it. But I finished the base. It is completely done. I finished painted the last gun, the sword, the green muck in the cracks down there, and varnished that over with my Liquitex gloss medium to kind of give me that effect. So I missed some spots in there, but a lot of this, because I got these rods that come up through the feet, I'm gonna put greenery back here. Oh, please tell me that hair is not stuck on there. Cats always want to be a part of your stuff. I went back, repainted the Tetra, and scuffed it up some more. Everything else I think you've seen. So on the body, I went and I did the greens and the gray, and then I varnish sealed it, and then I went back and I did highlights. I did the highlight of the blue-gray pale for Vallejo, and then I went and did on the, what's this shirt? On the green armor plating is the U.S. dark green. Well, I went back with this stuff, Anita's craft paint. It's the olive green. I'm not a huge fan of it. It thins down okay, but it's real easy to over thin if you're not careful. So I took it, thinned it down, and I did edge highlighting. Like I highlighted all like the raised areas, you know, on the edges and stuff. Real subtle highlighting. You can't see it like super well. Some areas you can. You know, where I was a little darker on the other green and not as much on this. I kind of just hit the corners to kind of highlight that stuff off and just bring out some nice highlights in here. Now this piece here, it's not done, no, because in these two top stripes will be, one will be red and one will be white, which I believe it goes, yeah, and my scheme is green, red, and white for the striping, like on the riptides and stuff. And so that's what I do with all of them. So that'll be on him as well. That'll be where his markings will be. Also, I'll have some kind of markings and stuff on his thighs and whatnot to really bring it out, you know. Excuse me. But yeah, so this is done. This hasn't been sealed yet, so I need to do that still. Now, as far as somebody asked me on my Monday video about the Destroids and all that stuff, and he asked me where was I going to paint the eye, because the Destroid monster, the regular version, has an eye on it. So I'm going to paint the eye more than likely right in this area, because the eye is like a little circle with little, looks almost like eyelashes coming off of it, and then a dot in the middle. So either there or there, kind of small. I think that's the best place to put it. But for today, we're going to work on these heads, and I'm going to stop now and kind of give them the base coat, and then we'll come back and look at them. I'll see you in a bit. So here we are back. Sorry about my voice. I have a paintbrush in my mouth. I'm going to take that out. Actually, put it back in my ear where it was so I don't lose it. So here we go. I went ahead and I base coated the heads. So yeah, base coated the heads. This one is the one that's going to be white, so I did it all gray, and I went ahead and base coated that red on both lenses, because they'll both be the same. The big lens is going to be blue. So yeah, so it's all gray. So this one will get the in a minute. I'm going to do a second tone of the gray pale blue on this one. And then right now I'm going to go ahead and, here, we'll just take this off for now, get it out of sight, out of mind. So, no, it's not really out of sight, is it? It's right there, peeking on us. So, in this one I did the base tones. The inner side is the gray inside there. Underneath side's gray. Little bits that I want to be the gray. This was gray. I got a little overspray on the red, but that's no big deal. Gray back here too. So what I'm going to do now is come back and overspray, highlight it with my next red tone, which is the dark vermilion red. And I was going to do that on camera. And then we're going to move, when I go to clean it out and switch to the pale gray, I'll do that off camera, switch to the pale gray, and come back on and highlight with the pale gray. And you can watch me mess up and spray over the colors I've already done. Shake the paint so that it's runny. Do a small, dadgummit. My cord is over here all wound up funny. So we're gonna put a couple drops in here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And that's not really a couple, that's 4. So we're gonna do 2 couples. They're gonna hang out. They're having fun together. It's like a night on the town. Double dating. And then I'm going to let the camera fall over. Not really. Let me get this there. And I got my thinner. And again, with this thinner, I don't need that much. Usually it's like 1 drop, 2 drops. Now let me see how that thins. Get my magic stirring stick, or just my paintbrush. Give that a little stir and see. Test it out. Run out the side. I think it'd be a little bit thinner, personally. Try that and see how that works. Lately, I've been thinning them down a lot more than normal, but they've been flowing quite a bit better, in my opinion. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's the consistency I like. That works good for me. That's a nice runny consistency. One says the consistency of milk, and milk to me is like a sticky consistency, like a stickier than water consistency anyway. So now what we're gonna do is test the spread. I just cleaned it out, so there's gonna be a little extra liquid in there. There you go, nice little tones there. And now I'm gonna spray this guy. Let me get my light down here better, so that way I can. Okay, that's gotta go. All right. I always wrap my cord around my arm once, because it makes me feel like the airbrush is more part of me. I do that with my tattoo machine all the time. I'm sure some of y'all are probably like, gosh, you talk about tattoos all the time. Well, when tattooing was 12 years of your life, you tend to do that. You know, it's all you knew for that long. And every day you wake up, go to work, and poke people for a living. I'm probably the one person in the world who's heard ow the most. Now, always when you airbrush, I'm no expert, obviously. I mean, I have done it for a while. I did it at Six Flags for a season. That's how I learned. But always remember, when you stop airbrushing and when you pull back for the paint, when you quit, push forward first and let the air flow. That will dry your paint a little bit quicker, and it'll keep you from getting dry tips. Because what happens is if you just stop mid-stroke, mid-flow, you get bits of paint stuck on the tip still, and that dries. And so when you come back, you can tend to have an accident, so to speak. Whoop. The other good thing, if I have accidents like that, because my paint's a little thinner than normal, I can easily just kind of stop flowing the paint real quick and feather it out. I might have a clog, guys. Yep, I do. Right as I'm talking about all that. Here, give me a minute. We're going to pause. I'm going to finish this up a second. Right, guys, I'm back. I had a little issue, so I dealt with that. Went ahead and did the rest of the red, got it done. I found I had I'm not happy with that red, it's really splotchy. I found a can of crystal clear varnish that I had too and sprayed it on there. I'm not 100% happy with that either, honestly. But I don't like the way it made the texture feel at all. It looks really like, I don't know, it just looks funny. So, anyway, I really don't like that at all. I may strip the paint off this and say screw it and start over again. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll spray over, matte varnish and spray over it and get rid of that gloss. I just don't like that gloss look at all. It's really like annoying the crap out of me. How much I don't like it. So, anyway, let's go back to this. The other guy. So what we're going to do here now is I am going to spray him with the light pale gray. And, we've only got a little bit of that left. I'm going to have to order some more of this. Gosh, why? Why do things start running out when I have no money? So, well, if I run out of everything, I'll just have to sit there and look pretty on camera for you guys. It'll be a really boring thing. I'll pretend to paint, because you know you're just here to see me. Just kidding. So, let's go ahead and highlight this bad boy with this gray. I'm going to do like a heavier highlight on the top sections. Where do we got an issue going on now? Boy, see, this is what it's about. It's about having stuff go wrong, and you got to figure it out on the fly. I don't think my needle is seated properly. Yep, I can feel I got buildup in there already. Let's see. There we go. I think it's time to... I took my airbrush. I always take it apart and clean it out really good after I'm done airbrushing completely. And I don't think I did last time. So I think that's my problem. Like, I give it a good clean out, but I don't think I did. I got everything out from the last time I painted. So then I have, in the tip, you get a little bit of buildup in there, so the needle doesn't fully come back and seat where it should. And you could have like little gaps in there where some paint will flow through when you don't want it. So I honestly think that's what happened. But I think I cleared it out just there. So. In the long run, I'm going to paint back over this guy white. These big parts, I'm going to hit this with a final white highlight. Not these little areas like the little side spots and this undercarriage in here. That's just going to stay the gray with this highlight on it. That's it. That's all I want on those. Sorry, I'm off camera here, but this part I'm doing, I really need to focus on good enough. So I'm gonna try to edge underneath here now. Oh, seriously? Ooh, spitter, we have a spitter. Trying to get the main carapace part of this. It looked like crap, apparently. Oy, goodness. A couple of those spitter issues is because I wasn't doing what I told you to do earlier. Excuse me. I love how I say, do as I say, not as I do. All right, so that's a really pale light gray. So yeah, that is done. I'm going to call that done on that for now, for this color anyway. Still gonna go back and hit it up with the white on just the paneling. Leave those others the way they are. I really wish they were a little darker, but I hit them too hard. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm even gonna go ahead and spray the white off camera, get it done and over with, so then I can bust that back with a paintbrush and paint the lenses and a couple of the other little pieces that I want to paint separately, and I'll do that on camera with you guys. So hold on.